Can I just say this? We actually really like being approached by a guy.
It's super flattering when someone approaches you for, you know, just to meet you or say hi or give you a compliment.
Because most girls are not brave or confident enough to come up to you and start a conversation.
It shows he has a lot of confidence and that he is, you know, fearless as well. And it also shows that he's not afraid to actually kind of take a little bit of direction and say what it is and act, you know, on what it is that he feels. And that is actually really sexy.
Just think about it as a little act of kindness. Because you come up to her in the street, you tell her, hey, you're beautiful, and boom, all of a sudden you just made her day.
Get their attention in a way that says, hey, I'm here, I'm confident, I would just like to meet you.
Make sure you don't go straight in for the kill and ignore all of her friends, because she is obliged to be loyal to her friends.
So I had a friend who was approached by a guy in a coffee shop. She was sitting with all of her girlfriends. No matter what, this guy was so attracted to her, he walked right up to her and her group of friends and said, hey, I'd like to introduce myself, and introduced himself to every single one of the girls. And then when he got to my friend, which was the one he was very attracted to, he said, hey, I also would like your number if that's all right. All of our girlfriends that were there were so impressed with the way he approached her. We were like, you have to go out with this guy. He's got so much confidence. That's a guy that women want.
I guess this really depends on the situation.
If it's a nighttime, just make sure you're not popping out of the shadows, or you're not, you know, all of a sudden surprising us in the dark when we, you know, already might be feeling a bit vulnerable because we literally can't see the whole environment in front of us.
So make sure you like come up in a nice way in front of her and not like from the back or in the side or anything that would surprise her and shock her. Like make sure she has a clear view of you, maybe try to catch her eye before you actually approach.
Daytime, a woman's not necessarily going to be expecting to be approached because usually we're just going about our day-to-day lives, whereas if you're in a club, if you're in a bar, if you're at a nighttime event, you are sort of more prepared and your mindset is more there to talk.
Definitely daytime approaches, it's the good way to stand out from the crowd.
In the daytime, just make sure that, you know, we're not super busy or that we're not occupied or we're not looking like we don't want to be approached.
Actually, that's my biggest pet peeve when I'm running on a treadmill or something like that and a guy comes and tries to say something to me. I'm like, dude, I'm clearly busy here. Like, now is not the time.
In the daytime, you want to keep it a little bit more casual. In the nighttime, you can be a little bit more flirty because it's got a little bit more of that undertone, that energy.
I don't actually think the time of the day makes a difference. It's more about you seizing the opportunity.
Definitely during the daytime, I wouldn't expect to have as lengthy of a conversation as I would at nighttime.
Check out your local grocery store. Check out the store where they sell this healthy, organic foods. There are definitely big girls there.
A great place to meet cute women is at a spin class or like a yoga class, maybe a dance class.
The best places to approach girls is where the girls are.
First impressions matter so much.
The opener matters.
How you approach a girl can really determine whether or not the interaction really does make us feel good.
And if you come up with something that is really, like I said, either sleazy or something that is really corny or just inappropriate or just plain weird, we're going to put you in this box of, I don't want to talk to him.
I mean, I really like anything that can make me laugh, for sure. I mean, everyone does, of course.
It shouldn't be too over-eager. Like, you shouldn't be like, hey, my name is and I'm like, you want to make sure that you're coming up to her with confidence, calmly, and again, I think the biggest thing is just being genuine.
You know, the best sort of way to really get a conversation going is if one of you kind of makes a mistake and then you can both laugh about it, because it really sets the ease and tone of that conversation. It means that you can both kind of relax, especially if there's laughter involved, and it means that you're kind of just being normal human beings, which is what we are.
And keep it simple. All you gotta do is introduce yourself, ask for her name, and then pay her a compliment.
And if you can make her laugh, then that is the key.
Is your dad a thief? Then who's put the stars in your eyes? Really?
Here's a Red Bull, because every angel needs wings.
Ugh.
I mean, come on, corny.
It's lazy. You're not coming up with anything unique. You're not being genuine.
The only time I've ever really been kind of humored by a pickup line is when I was drunk. Otherwise, I'm just like, all right, buddy, come on.
I just would stay away from it.
You're just a shot in the dark for me. Like, you're not special. It's not anything to me. You're just a woman, and I find you attractive, and so I'm just gonna go up and shoot my shot.
It just seems kind of outdated.
I think pickup lines are something from like the 70s or 80s. It's something that's unnecessary. It's something that's outdated. If it's going to be something really corny, and again, something that has too much sexual connotation to it, and is going to make us not really want to respond to you.
If you want to come up with like a go-to phrase or a way of putting things so that you can pay her a genuine compliment and it just helps you feel a little bit more confident, I think that's okay. That to me is fine.
But if the first thing out of your mouth makes us go, ooh, it's not gonna get the girl's attention in the way that you want it to.
Ooh, okay, I think you can go either way.
Okay, for me personally, I definitely prefer someone who's direct.
I would be a little bit more indirect when approaching women, so it doesn't come off super forward.
I was once in a club and a guy came up to me and was like, hey, I'm visiting from Chicago and you are the most beautiful girl that I've seen since I got here. And I was like, hello.
I guess if you're coming across too aggressively when it's a direct sort of approach, that's when we can put our defenses up, because we think, well, hang on a second, you don't even know me from a bar. So that's why I think that it's really good to be able to lead into some sort of conversation, some sort of casual conversation first before you go straight in for the kill.
I once was approached by this guy who was waiting for me at the entrance of the bathroom. Came out of the bathroom. He started talking to me. He said, hey, I kind of saw you with your friends over there and I didn't know how else can I get you away from your friends other than just stalk you here. He was just like very open and honest about it and funny. So I just laughed and we ended up having a great conversation.
Just confidence and being direct about why you're approaching her.
I want someone to be clear and to the point. I don't want to have a 30-minute conversation with someone at a coffee shop about the weather.
Kind of beating around the bush and being wishy-washy about your intentions or why you came over there, trying to make it seem like you didn't come over there for her. What's the point? Cut to the chase, let us know why you're there, because honestly, we already know.
It's like you have to warm us up a little bit, but then at the same time not beat around the bush, because we actually appreciate you saying what it is that you want, because again, it gives us a sense that you're a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to be able to get it.
I think a guy who would come up and approach a woman and say, hey, I saw you across the room and your eyes are just so gorgeous, I had to say hi to you, is gonna win far more points in my book than some guy who comes up and is like, hey, this place is cool, huh?
You know, it's okay to have that bit of mystery about yourself, but just make sure that you're still coming across as, yes, you definitely do want to talk to us, you actually are interested in us, instead of us being left wondering, okay, did he like me or did he not like me? Because he didn't really, then he did this and then he did this and then this.
It's so much more important to a woman to know why you're approaching her.
Don't waste someone's time, or your own, for sure, you know, I mean, let her know if you're interested, and she'll really appreciate that, and she'll let you know one way or the other whether she's interested too.
Want to know how to talk to women the right way? Well, Matt created a free conversation cheat sheet to break down exactly what to say after hello. You get our top conversation starters, simple techniques to never run out of things to say, a list of my favorite games to play to create a fun, flirty vibe, super simple ways to actually escalate the interaction, and much more. Guys, this is crucial. You will want to download it immediately so that you can keep it handy. Click the link in the bottom right of this video and you'll download the conversation cheat sheet. Also, if you are not subscribed, this is super important. I need you to hit that subscribe button right now. We want to talk to you and keep you up to date, and you need to be subscribed to do that. And guys, you are definitely gonna wanna come to our in-person bootcamp where we work with you one-on-one and in the field and teach you how to get comfortable and confident approaching women. See you in the next video.